green flag back in the air here at Phoenix International Raceway. What amazing turns of events have taken place today. It's Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick, 1 and 2 on the racetrack, 1 and 2 on the points. I'm mired way back at, well, 25th and 28th.
I never dreamed after that first lap incident with Ron Hornaday that we would be saying the same thing about Johnny Benson some 90 laps later.
Yeah, and you know, they didn't do as good a job as Hornaday's crowd did getting repairs made to this truck. They wasted a lot of time under caution coming in and out of the pit when they could have been behind the wall affecting repairs. Ron's guy, he knew his damage was bad. He drove right back behind the wall while they were cleaning up the mess they were working on the truck. Johnny wasted that whole caution period riding around the track.
It seemed like originally he didn't think he had as much damage as he actually did.
Meanwhile, there's a guy right there in that 2 truck that's got a little shot of adrenaline. He knows that he's back in his championship hunt with the truck he owns with Ron Hornaday.
And so he is all over the back bumper now of Kyle Busch.
And that truck's working down on the bottom, Phil. Look at him look underneath Kyle Busch. He'll get underneath him off 2. And that truck is fast down in 3 and 4. Watch how low he goes.
Kyle Busch looks like, well, no, he's not going to let him by. He's going to work hard on the outside. Kevin Harvick working the inside. Again, this is a battle for the lead here in Phoenix.
And these guys are having a blast right now.
Kyle's having more fun than Kevin. Kevin's trying to figure out how to keep that truck off Kyle and get the lead at the same time. It's tough, Phil, to get under a truck and make the pass. We've seen that a couple of times already with our point leader.
Yeah, look at Todd Bodine. He's made some improvements to his truck, it looks like. He's right up there with these front 2.
Top 3, you can throw a blanket over him right now here at Phoenix International Raceway. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Todd Bodine, 1, 2, and 3.
Brian Scott and Mike Skinner. Solid run for both those trucks tonight. Yeah. Obviously, Brian Scott, we haven't seen him show this type of speed before. This is fun to watch, but it's also cool to see Skinner get his stuff together. That truck hadn't been running well as of late, and tonight he's got that thing dialed in.
It seems like ever since that win at Las Vegas, that Mike Skinner has not been as good, but he's got a pretty good run going here up in the top 5.
Harvick gets around that 51. He's going to drive away from these guys. He is really, really fast. I like the way that truck looks. I like how he's able to dive down to the bottom of the racetrack under the yellow line like you see Brian Scott doing right there. That's what you want to be able to do.
He's going to give another whirl here as he gets down to the inside through the dogleg on the backstretch.
Still there. Still outside.
Kyle still able to charge on the outside. Will he make the pass? Coming out of turn number 4, Kevin Harvick now in front of Kyle Busch across the start-finish line.
Now we'll see if Kevin can drive away from Kyle Busch.
I don't think there's any doubt. I like the way that truck looks.
2 different drivers have been out in front, Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Kyle Busch led 91 laps. Kevin Harvick has now led 10.
Strategy could come into play. You know, we're winding laps down. We're inside of 50 to go. These guys, some of them need another pit stop. Some of them think they don't.
Scott Speed on the inside of that 81 of Donnie Leon. Now Scott Speed's been into the wall, the right side damage on that race truck.
I think right now we've completed 101 laps. I think the guys that are going to pit again feel like they have to pit again. They would like to do it about now. They don't want this thing to go so long. They're not going to have enough time to try to make up the ground because there are some trucks that may stay on the racetrack. So the guys that are going to pit, they know they're going to pit, they'd like to do it right now.
They would like the caution to fly right now. And that's what's fun about racing when you have strategy played into it. What if this caution doesn't fall now? What if the caution comes out with 10 or 15 to go? Then what do you do?
What kind of a gamble do you make? Do you put tires on? Do you just do fuel if you think you might be close?
These two are looking like they're trying to create a caution.
If you can make it all the way with 10 or 15 laps to go and you're up front, you stay out.
Track position is key here at Phoenix. Adam Alexander.
And Kyle Busch lost the most important part of the track position that he had, that being the lead. And right after Kevin Harvick made that pass for the top spot at lap 100, Busch immediately came on the radio and said, I can't go. I'm too loose. They told him to hang in and they would get him fixed up, almost insinuating they would come down if the caution were to fly. Meanwhile, you guys have talked all night about how solid Brian Scott has been, currently riding in the 4th position. Well, him running good has been something that has happened over and over lately. He finished 29th in Indianapolis in late July. Since that time, outside the top 15 only once, and he's been in the top 10 4 of the last 6 races, Ray.
Adam, down on my end, it's almost amazing how the damage on this 23 was similar to what we saw earlier on Ron Hornaday's. On the right front of Johnny Benson's truck, they've got to replace the rotor. That's Billy Haggerty there that's working on it. He's the truck chief for this team. They're getting ready to take that rotor off, put a new one on, and a brake caliper. On the rear end, it was the track bar, and they decided that it was going to break, so they're replacing it, taking the old one off, putting on a new track bar. It's going to be at least another 15 or 18 laps to get this work done, and the time is ticking by for Johnny Benson. Adam?
It's been a nice night for Mike Skinner, up in the top 5, a place we have not seen him in recent weeks. He wants to make the truck turn better. They just told him, hook the bottom. That will help you turn the truck. They're one of the teams that feels like they can go the distance from here, should we not see the caution again, but it would be close.
There's that 59 truck right there, just going out of your picture. Terry Cook, that's his Team ASC onboard right there. Currently running in the 6th spot. Terry coming off a 6th place finish last week at Texas, going to try to follow it up with a top 5 finish. You see Eric Darnell right behind him. These guys have been together racing just about this entire race.
Now, I think we've got to touch on the fact that if we continue this green flag racing, what that means is less time for Johnny Benson to work on that truck before Ron Hornaday catches up to him as far as laps they've completed. It's 74 laps that Ron Hornaday has completed, 88 that Johnny Benson has completed. So there are only 14 laps that separate those two, and Benson's behind the wall right now.
It would not surprise me to see Ron Hornaday finish ahead of Johnny Benson in this race. It would not surprise me.
Nothing should surprise us now after what we have seen from the start of this race. Kevin Harvick, the owner of the 33 truck, is currently leading this race. Can he make it 3 wins at this racetrack? We're going to find out. Stay with us.